Hey, what's up, y'all? Back with another video. Today we're taking a look at the new DLC for Ready or Not, Dark Waters. And before I get started, I want to say thank you to the developers Void Interactive for supplying this channel with the key. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get into it. The Dark Waters DLC pack contains 3 new maps, multiple new guns and equipment such as the MK17, GA51, M14S16, MP5 SD6, and G3 rifles, along with 4 new attachments and a decent amount of cosmetic uniform gear. In addition to this, they've also added new features like the aerial surveillance system, which lets you tap into a live feed from the helicopters circling the map. This allows you to locate civilians and suspects much faster with this spotlight. In my opinion, this is easily one of the best features they've added. As of right now, this feature is only for the Dark Waters DLC, and it's only the 3 maps that I'm going to be talking about in this video that have this feature. Now, in addition to the Dark Waters DLC, they've actually issued an update for the base game as well that has added a lot of improvements and features. For starters, they've actually added some of the guns I've mentioned earlier to the base game for free, along with improving the enemy AI, adding new actions for both compliant and non-compliant suspects. Enemies will now also have a primary and secondary, and they can also call for backup. Previously, enemies could only use one weapon at a time, but now they actually have a variety of weapons, and they have a variety to their loadout. Some enemies may even have a sidearm that they can switch to if it's faster than reloading their primary. Some may also approach you appearing unarmed while having a sidearm holstered. Each level now also contains weapon caches, so unarmed suspects can grab a weapon if you don't watch them closely or detain them. I didn't really notice this until I got to the certain missions to where you actually had enemies running around without weapons, and they were trying to get to a room with a weapon. They were trying to edge their way to there, or they were trying to pick up a weapon off the ground. I think this is a very cool feature. I'm hoping that they keep improving the AI even after they leave early access, because this is actually getting ready to become a full release very soon. I want to say maybe from a day from when this is uploaded, or maybe the day that this is uploaded, it should be out of early access. Alright, let's talk about the most important part of the paid DLC, the maps. I'm going to break this up into 2 sections, good and bad, for each individual map. Alright, let's start with the map Mirage at Sea first and focus on the bad. This is probably one of the shortest missions in the game. I was able to complete this in about 10 minutes my very first time playing. And overall, the map is not that big either. Now, a lot of this is opinionated. Obviously it depends on what type of game you like, what type of map you like. But a lot of people are considering this to be the worst of the 3. And I actually do have to agree. Now, I do like this map. I plan to, elaborate on that when we get to the good section. But I kind of understand why people don't like this map. It doesn't really feel super different than the base game. It does have some differences that I will get into, but I understand where a lot of criticism comes to, especially when you look at this comparatively with the other maps that are offered. The aerial surveillance system works very well on this map, and I actually like the smaller, more contained maps. I do wish it was a little bit longer or a bit more complex, but aside from that, I actually do like the map structure. This reminds me of the GTA 5 Noose mod, the boarding party mission. I'm going to put a clip in the video to show you guys what I'm talking about, but this reminds me of a far more detailed version of that mod level, and I absolutely love that. I plan to play this over and over again, even though it's short. So I feel like this is kind of a, it depends on what type of experience you're looking for in Ready or Not. With that being said, though, even with the positives, even though I do like this mission and I plan on playing it, I would still probably rank it in last place when looking at it comparatively with the other 2 maps in this pack. And next we have the second map, Leviathan. Now, this is my personal favorite from the DLC. I love the design, atmosphere, and visuals of this map. It has distinct locations to navigate that all require slightly different strategic approaches. The outer layer, for example, is an exposed platform to where rain droplets will obscure your vision and you have to fight at range. Now, I like this because you have to work inward into the level, and eventually you find yourself in close quarters combat like this game is known for, and it's just a mix of the 2 different strategies and 2 different approaches. I also feel like this map makes the best use of the aerial surveillance system, and a lot of the upgrades in general just seem to work better here. I feel like they were organically implemented here, whereas the other maps didn't really feel as natural and as smooth with a lot of the new, additions. With that being said, though, I did enjoy all the maps. I just think that this is the best of the pack easily. And next we have the third map, 3-letter triad, and I'll start with the bad. Much like the first map, structurally, this doesn't really stand out much from what we've seen in the base game, and I would say even more so here because the aerial surveillance system barely works at all on this map. Most of the enemies are deep inside the level where you have no type of, helicopter support, or even, obviously they wouldn't have any type of view. So, I don't know, it's kind of weird it's even available for this mission. Now, that it does help you somewhat on the outskirts, but like I said, a lot of this is completely random. You know, these are procedurally generated enemy placement, and from my experience of playing this multiple times, they usually always spawn deep inside the hotel resort, the abandoned hotel resort. So I just didn't really see a use for the surveillance system at all here. I thought it was borderline useless most runs. Moving on to the good, this map has some amazing visuals, and I actually really did like the idea of the abandoned hotel resort. At first, I wasn't really feeling it, but over time it grew on me, and I can gladly say that this is one of the most action-packed missions in the game. There's a couple that are at this level, but you know, this is definitely a super action-packed mission. I played this multiple times, and you know, it gets crazy every single time, and that's something I definitely like. I cannot wait to play this in co-op. This really does feel like it was made as a co-op mission in mind. I actually do like that. This is something that I'm definitely going to play a lot over and over again. With that being said, it is very samey, you know, as like what we've seen already. I can think of a mission like this, obviously not as good looking as this, but still I can think of a mission structurally very similar to this in the base game. So I kind of understand why, you know, some people, yeah, you know, it's been 50-50 on this one as well, and I understand why I personally wouldn't put it as my number one. Overall, though, I'm recommending this DLC to the fans of Ready or Not, and I feel like if you're on the fence about this game and you just want to try it out, I recommend you playing the base game because a lot of the upgrades and features actually were added to the base game, excluding some things like the, you know, helicopter and the aerial surveillance system. That is only on the DLC, and you know, some of the, obviously all the cosmetics are only on the DLC as well, but there is an overlap to some of the features I've shown in this video, so it's a great time to just pick up the base game, especially with them leaving early access. You guys let me know in the comment section if you want to see me do a video like this for the Home Invasion DLC. I actually have not gotten around to playing it yet, but thank y'all for watching, man. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll definitely be back with another video. Peace.
Entry team to talk. Got a suspect down. Contact is down.
Gonna pack it up.
Secured.